Epizootic Hemorrhagic Disease, it is on the rise among Pennsylvania deer this summer, but how can people in Ohio also be on the lookout for it? Travis Lau from the Pennsylvania Game Commission joins us now to shed more light on this fatal disease and how it affects the deer populations. Travis, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, so how can this disease get contracted by deer, elk, moose, reindeer in the first place?
Right. Well, in Pennsylvania, we've never had an EHD case in an elk, and elk seem to be less susceptible than deer to EHD. All EHD is transmitted through the bite of a midge. In Pennsylvania, we have for several summers in a row seen EHD outbreak of some severity somewhere in the state, but those areas tend to bounce around. And then even where we have EHD, where we've detected it on the landscape this year, we might have a high deer mortality reported in one area, but then not another.
Okay. And what is the disease itself? How would you describe it to people? How fatal is it in the animals?
It is 100% fatal for the, well, let me back up. It is fatal. Deer that are affected by EHD often do die. It is a fatal disease. Not every deer infected with EHD will die. It probably varies. EHD is more prevalent in the southern United States. There, many more deer have built up an immunity to it. Here, where the onset of EHD in any given year is more sporadic, and where we probably haven't seen EHD cases in every part of the state, when it hits, it can hit our deer very hard. Again, those are localized impacts. On my property, I may have deer mortality, and on your neighboring property, you might not see it. But I think our purpose in getting the public to report sick and dead deer to us and give us the ability to track the outbreak ties a lot to hunting, because we are coming into hunting season. Our first archery season start here this weekend.
So what does the infected deer look like, so people know what symptoms to look for on the deer?
Sure. A lot of the typical symptoms with clinically sick wildlife, EHD does strike quickly. Within 7 days of infection, deer will show clinical signs that do include slouch posture, excessive salivation, that disorientation. A lot of times they will go to water, but after the onset of those clinical signs, they'll often die very quickly.
Can this infect humans or pets? Should we be worried about letting the dog out every day?
No, there are no human health impacts. EHD can be transmitted to livestock, but no, not to pets.
And you say we also are entering that, mating season, the hunting season. Is it safe for the deer to be consumed if we're learning of this among some of the deer population?
It is, but the likelihood of a hunter harvesting an EHD deer is low, given that the deer that are infected in Pennsylvania, where immunity is low, die relatively quickly.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's fine.
No. Travis Lau, thank you so much for joining us from the Pennsylvania Game Commission. Appreciate your time.
Yep, no problem.